if there's well, two different sides of the faction family, the mountain faction and the city faction, uh, do you say know much about how they migrated around the U.S. as you made it to Missouri and Minnesota, and others are in other states? If you have any.
I have no idea. I have no idea. In fact, we always thought we were alone. We've been seeing people with the last name Fraction
Mhm.
for the last 25, 30 years. We went to a banquet, a woman singing, her name was Fraction. And that's the first Fraction we ever met. And her name was very rare. So we went and talked to her. We could not tie anything together at all. Not even at all. And since then, we've seen other fractions. We was able, you know, I listen. Get a load of this one. We live in Missouri. On one side of the state is the gate to the west. That's where we live. On the other side of the state is St. Louis, which is a gate to the east.
East.
And the gate is the arch.
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever seen the St. Louis arch, but that's supposed to be the gate to the east. Okay. Well, many times we went to St. Louis to get to and we have to, it's the only way you can go, either go through St. Louis to get to Atlanta or Virginia or uh, North Carolina. Yeah. Only way you get to North Carolina is go through St. Louis. My wife is in here because she's kind of coaching me. Everybody ought to have a coach, you know. Anyhow, we and one time I looked in the phone directory and I found a guy. Listen, this in my state named Ronald M Fraction.
Okay.
I said, "Wow, Ronald M Fraction in my state? That's interesting." So uh, from Kansas City, I called him. I said, "Hang on a second, fellas." Excuse me. So I called him up and he said, "Is this Ronald M Fraction?" He said, "Yeah." I says, "My name is Ronald M Fraction." He said, "Yeah." And I said, "No." I said, "You don't understand. I'm Ronald M Fraction. My name is Ronald M Fraction." He said, "Who is this?" I said, "It's Ronald M Fraction." "Yeah, but who is this? What do you want?" Well, I said, "I looked in the phone book, phone directory, and I found your name. And your name and
Mhm.
my name is exactly the same. You live in St. Louis. I live in Kansas City. And I'd like to meet you." He was not interested in meeting me.
Hmm.
I told him, I said, "Well, I come through there sometimes. I would like to." And incidentally, he's a pastor.
Okay.
So I said, "Well, I come through there sometimes. I'd like to take you out to lunch and just sit down and see if we can figure out what's going on. What's going on?" Well, I never could hook up with him. I
Hmm.
started looking for him probably 15, 20 years ago and never could hook up with him. Never could quite get to him. You know, hang on, I got to. So anyhow, that's I never did. And he also had a son named Ronald M. Fraction.
His name was Ronald M. Fraction, and he had a son
Yes,
named Ronald M. Fraction.
yes, 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 yes.
Very interesting.
And I was